Hi everyone, today's lesson is chapter 8, motivations from concept to application. So we will start with job design. It's actually when we talk about design, how we design the job. So sometimes the way we design the job can actually motivate us to work harder or to put more effort. So job design is the way the elements in the job, how to perform the task. When the elements of the jobs are organized in the perfect way, it actually can influence employees to put efforts. When they found out that the job is actually in order or in the logical way, is actually can influence employees to put efforts. So one of the example of job design is job characteristics model. It's kind of framework that can actually motivates employees to put effort. So basically, when we talk about job characteristic model, it consists of 5 core job dimensions: skill variety, task identity, task significant, autonomy, and feedback. So first, a skill variety, from the name skill variety. So that means we sometimes the employees are more motivated if their jobs consist of variety of activities or variety of tasks they need to perform. So some of the employees, when they have this kind of variety of tasks to perform, they can use their own talents, specialized talents and skill, they are more motivated in putting efforts. Next is task identity. Sometimes if you're working in the factory, for example, you need to specialize in performing certain job, not the whole job, but just completions of one part of the whole job. But task identity is relating to completion of the whole and or identifiable piece of work. For example, if you build a house, if you have to just build kitchens or build just a bedroom, it's not considered task identity. It's task identity when you can identify that the job that you perform is actually yours. That means it's performed by you. So if you if you build a house, or if you build a car, for example, the whole car, the whole house, you yourself, you have that kind of task identity with the performing of the job. So task identity is referring to the completions of the whole or the identifiable piece of the work. That means if the work itself, if you perform some part of it, but it's still identifiable, that people can relate that they actually perform by you. So it is considered task identity. So employees who have this task identity, they tend to put more effort compared to the activity or to the task without the entity. Next is task significant. Employees will tend to put more effort if they know that's the impact of the performing the task or in performing the jobs contributes significantly or contributes tremendously to the life of the society or to the life of people. In other words, if you know that your job gonna contribute something to the society, for example, nurses versus cleaner in the hospital. Nurses have their own contribution. Cleaner also have their own contribution. So both are contributing to the life of the people, to the well-being of the people. So this kind of job has or have that task significant. That means employees who know that their job contributes something to society, to the well-being of the society, they tend to be motivated more, or they tend to put more effort compare if they are performing job without something that's considered task significant. Next is autonomy. From the name, you already know when we perform the job that has an autonomy. That means you have been given freedoms to decide on your own performance. That means when we talk about autonomy, we talk about the jobs itself provide you freedom how to perform the job. You've been given independent to decide. You have more freedom or discretions. So this actually employees are more motivated. For example, if you go to work, your supervisor give you empowerment or give you freedom to decide or to come late or come early and flexible time. For example, you are more motivated compared if you have to follow certain rule and disciplines rigidly. And next is feedback. Sometimes employees, when they perform the job, they receive feedbacks. This actually can also improve their motivations, can also make them to put more effort. So feedback is basically is when they receive direct or clear informations whether they are on the right tracks or not. So this is important because they know whether they perform the job effectively or not. If they perform effectively, they will receive, like for example, good evaluation from their managers or their boss. So that's consider 5 core job dimension. So the first 3 core job dimension actually can contribute to the feeling of meaningfulness at work. So feeling of meaningfulness at work is one part of intrinsic motivation. So when the job consists of these 3 elements, that means employee will become more motivated because they have that kind of intrinsic motivations, having experience meaningfulness. So this actually can lead to a high work motivations in effects. And next is autonomy. If the job has this autonomy, given autonomy to the employees will feel more responsible to perform the job effectively, will be more responsible in determining their performance or the outcome of their performance. So this actually will lead to high quality of work performance because they've been given autonomy, they've been given trust to perform the job. So of course, they will try their best to perform the job. So this will in effect will cause high performance, and also they will feel more satisfaction because if you have been given freedoms, given empowerment, you are not rigidly supervised, so you feel like you've been trusted by the organization, by the manager. So this actually can increase your satisfaction, your job satisfaction in the organization. And last is feedback. If you given a feedbacks on how you perform in your job, that means you have the knowledge of the actual result, whether it is good or whether it is bad. If it is bad, you can improve. So this actually you know how to do the jobs if you begin a feedback. So this actually will lead to low absenteeism. That means employees want to come to work every day because they've been given feedbacks and they've been given autonomy and so on. This also will reduce intention to resign or turnover intention. So this is the importance of core job dimensions to improve the motivations of the employees. So you can see here the first 3, the keyword is meaningfulness, autonomy is responsibility, feedback is given feedbacks of the actual result. Next is sometimes it's not just the task itself importance to improve or to motivate employees to put more effort, but it's actually the job itself need to be challenging and stimulating. So this also can improve employees' motivation. So many organizations, when they have to do repetitive work, when the employees have to do repetitive work with the task have little variety, that means they do the same thing, they're doing the routine job, they maybe have less autonomy or motivation. So in order to improve these motivations, sometimes the organizations will require their employees to undergo some job rotation. So that's why new employees sometimes they will send to, for example, start with the HR department and then move to marketing department. So they've been rotated around the organization. So this actually can increase employees' motivation also. This job rotation is known as cross training. Normally, they've been rotated around the organizations for sometimes for a period of time. For example, 3 months or 6 months working in one department and move to another department for another 6 months and so on. So this actually, the strength of a job rotation can reduce boredom, because if you are doing the same work, routine work every day, doing the same thing, you become bored with the job. In order to increase the motivation and reduce the boredoms and also help employees to become more more all-rounders or flexible or know everything in the organizations, job rotation is considered very important. However, there are some weaknesses of job rotation. First one is disruption. Of course, when you work for 6 months in one department, you may do not know many things, and then you have to move to another department. So it's kind of disruptions of the work that you doing or the things that you are learning. You may be 6 months or 3 months or 1 year, maybe it's not really enough. So disruption can happen in terms of employees doing job rotation. Another thing is, of course, need extra time for supervisor because they just know for some times, and these employees have to move to another department, for example. This actually can give some headache for the supervisor because they have to address different perhaps the same problems with the different employees. So this actually also increase the training times. Very difficult to train new employees, especially even though they are not really new employees, but because they've been rotated, they may be new for that department. So it is very hard for the supervisor to train new employees, and then they have to go to the next departments, and then next department. So they are not really expert in the job. They move to other departments. So one of the weaknesses of job rotation. This also can reduce efficiencies because they have to be moved to other department. They don't even learn maybe expert in the area. They have to move to the other department. So this one of the problem, reduce efficiency. So basically, job rotations is like rotating around the department, around the organizations, so that they will know some things, what's other department doing. But because of the timing, if it is, for example, 3 years in one department, maybe employees will learn more. But normally for new employees, they not be rotated for a long time in one department. They just been rotated for some time, so they don't have enough time to learn everything. So this can be the weaknesses for job rotations among the employees. Another things that the organization can do in order to reduce boredom and also in order to improve motivation, increase motivation, is by doing job enrichment. Instead of rotating employees around the organizations, the managers or the employees maybe just increase more job responsibility, or given a high level kind of task to perform. Maybe for some employees, if they've been given more responsibility or high level kind of responsibility, they will think that this is more challenging. So this will increase their intrinsic motivations. So by adding another layers to the responsibility, that means by giving more responsibility to the already tasks or job that they have to do, this actually will improve their motivations. For some employees, this actually would give them some perceptions that the organization trusts them, believe in their ability, so they have a high self-confidence when they've been given job enrichment. That's when we're given high level responsibility. This can reduce turnover, or sometimes the employees tend to resign because they think that they don't have the good career prospects working. So if being given high level of responsibility in job enrichment, they think that they learn something new. This would be good for their future career or for current career, especially for promotions. So another things that can improve the motivation of the employees is by doing relational job design. Normally, by making the job more motivating through pro-social way. For example, contacting employees with the beneficiaries. That's mean with someone who got benefits from what the employee is doing. So by meeting beneficiaries firsthand, it will be actually motivates employees more in putting more effort. So flex time, this is very important. Sometimes in the organizations, if you have to come to work every day, from 8 to 5, sometimes if you are not a morning person, it would be headache for you. So flex time or alternative work